All right, resuming on week 5, we're down to the thoracic spine. You're going to take a squat stance, and this will eventually turn into more movement. Today, you're just going to put your feet just outside your hips. You're going to try to bury your butt down with your chest tall, hook your hands underneath. This is very difficult the first time trying it, but encourage the guys that they will open up, their hips will open up, their T-spine will open up. There's a lot of things in play here, hip, ankle, and then eventually thoracic mobility. So I'm going to hook my hands underneath on the inside, trying to get my chest up, working to get my heels down the back. So I'll lock this in here. I'm going to keep my chest up. I'm going to hook the left hand, and there's my thoracic rotation up top. And of course, I'd switch to this side as well. Always working to keep the chest tall. As I perform the reach, notice the only thing that should be rotating are my shoulders. My lumbar and my hips are locked in. Okay, next one on your list is the prisoner squat, and this involves ankle, hip, and thoracic mobility. I'm going to take my feet outside my hips. I'm going to put my hands here, open my elbows up to open my chest up to get my thoracic spine extended. And I'm going to try to sit back between my knees while keeping my chest as tall as I can. What likely will happen to guys who are tight is that they'll flex forward here and they have to really work on burying the butt down while keeping the chest up and the elbows big. Sit between my knees as I keep my chest tall. Moving down now to the upper RR lift is reach, roll, and lift. Shoulder range of motion driving through the scapula here. So I'm going to start in this position right here. Sitting back in my heels. I'm going to reach, I'm going to roll, and I'm going to lift and back down and back in. Very subtle movement. I'm going to keep my shoulder blade down. Reach, roll, lift, back down, and back down. The key is, can I get that range of motion through the shoulder blade while in that down position? Perform that on both sides. Sleeper stretch, which we've done before, actually done in weeks 1 and 3. So just like you've done before, laying down, rotating it, making sure the shoulder blade stays set, assisting but not cranking on it. Don't assist external rotation. It'll happen naturally, but we want to assist that internal rotation for the sleeper. As you move to activation, a 3-point plank with the leg means a leg raise. So I'm going to start in a 4-point plank, flat back, core on, glute on, and on a count, I'm going to raise my right heel, leading with the heel. I'll get a little more glute activation on the right side. I'll hold that for a count, and then I'll go to the left side, same process. Single leg hip lift. For that one, we're going to pull the heel underneath the knee, palms up, head relaxed, leg up. I'm going to push to the heel, and I'm emphasizing right there. I'm going to hold, back down, push to the heel, and back down, really focusing on driving through the heel and extend the hip, back down. You'll rep that 5 to 8 times on each side. As you move to the movement, to lateral exo, which is crossover skip to a go. So lateral crossover skip to a go will look like this. Chest is tall. Here, crashing down, pushing down to a go. And of course, coming back, make sure the knee is getting over the hip. Really focus on pushing down and to a go. Your med ball will be a rotational overhead iso slam. So there's several components that work here. It is a rotational movement, but it's only going to be rotational through the shoulders. I'm going to iso right here and right here. So what it'll look like is I'm going to go around. Notice the shoulders are turning, but I'm stable here, and I'm going to slam through. Around, slam through. Again, the hips aren't going anywhere. The hips are stabilizing and staying in the middle. So is the lumbar over the top. Big over the top. And that's your med ball for week 5. As you move on to week 6, no ankle mobility in week 6. The hips will go squat to stand, which is where we were in week 5 with the squat with the reach. Squat to stand, I'm just going to go down here, and down, up, bury it back down, each time gaining range of motion. Chest up, and I'm down, working to get through the heels, chest up, and extending. Dynamic rotational lunge. So we take what was linear with the raise, lateral with the press, And now we're going to go rotational here. Staying through the heel, stabilizing the trunk. And pushing back to center, perform your rep count on both sides. Rotational hip. It's going to be a prone windshield wiper, which you did in week 2 to remind you. Right here, open up. And on that one, really look for asymmetries on that. Right-handed pitchers, you should notice that they'll probably have less internal rotation on the left side. They'll get out for less on the left than they will on the right, and that's got to be corrected to help them out and give them a good decelerating path on the mound. The T-spine, a quad T-spine with IR means internal rotation. So for that, I'm going to put my right arm behind my back. I'm not going to let my shoulder hike up. It's like the sleeper. I'm going to keep my shoulder blade down and back. And I'm going to load right here. And I'm going to rotate while maintaining internal rotation in this shoulder. So it's that T-spine. It's like this was, just we're going here now with the shoulder blade down and back as I rotate through the thoracic spine. All right, miscellaneous, a half kneeling hip flexor. You'll need to find something to lean up against. Take this posture right here, chest is tall. This will get your quad and your hip flexor. Now I just want to shift forward, keeping the chest tall, and even squeezing that glute right there to extend the hip even more. I'll perform my rep count on each side. Upper body, it says no money. For no money, you did in week 3. Remember, you're right here, shoulder blades down and back. Turning on the external rotators in the lower trapezius. For the activation, single leg hip lift plus. For the plus, we take what we did last week, which was this, but we're going to add a push on this leg. So what you're doing here, by having them constantly fighting their hand here, is you're turning on the hip flexor on this side while the hip extensor or glute is active on the other side. So I'm right here, I'm active right here, and I'm pushing through while I'm fighting on this side right here, and of course I'd switch. Active here for the flexor, pushing on that as I extend through on the right side, working opposite sides of the hip on the 2 sides. The movement series will be a lateral cross under skip to a go. So we take the over and just turn it under. So now with the under, instead of here, we'll be here with the skip to a go. Same thing coming back. Cross under to a go. And the med ball series will be a step back hip toss. So with a step back hip toss, we're going to add some dynamic movement here, some more elastic movement. I'll show you first with this ball. Hip toss on back out here. Remember, shot put out right here, hip toss right here. I'll step back and then drive through, creating again a lot of elastic energy right there. That little step back should actually create more power. So it would look like this. Remember, it's the hip rotation that drives us through. That's good.